Do you enjoy having conversations with new people?
I definitely do enjoy talking to new people. It's fascinating to learn about different perspectives and experiences, and I find that every conversation holds the potential for discovering something new or making an interesting connection, which is always a pleasant surprise for me.
What do you usually talk about with your friends?
With my friends, our conversations usually cover a wide range of topics. We often chat about our daily lives, work, or studies, but we also delve into more personal things like our dreams, challenges, and aspirations. Sometimes, we simply discuss funny anecdotes or current events.
Is it important to be a good listener in a conversation?
Being a good listener is incredibly important in any conversation. It shows respect for the other person and helps you truly understand their point of view. When you genuinely listen, it fosters deeper connections and ensures that the exchange is meaningful and productive for everyone involved.
Do you prefer talking on the phone or face-to-face?
I generally prefer talking face-to-face over phone calls. I believe that seeing someone's expressions and body language adds so much more to the communication, making the conversation richer and more personal. It helps in understanding nuances that can often be missed in a voice-only interaction.
How do you start a conversation with someone you don't know?
Starting a conversation with someone unfamiliar can be simple. I often try to find a common observation or a compliment, like commenting on the weather or something they're wearing. Asking an open-ended question related to the immediate environment usually helps break the ice and allows the other person to respond comfortably. I had a truly interesting conversation with my grandmother just a few months ago when I was visiting her at her cozy home. She's in her late 70s now, a truly remarkable woman whose life has spanned so many different eras and changes, which always makes her stories incredibly rich and insightful. She possesses a quiet strength and a deep well of wisdom that I always appreciate whenever we spend time together. It was a relaxed afternoon, the kind where time seems to slow down, perfect for a deep chat. We were sitting in her living room, bathed in the soft afternoon light, with cups of tea warming our hands. We started talking about her childhood and how vastly different life was back then. She spoke vividly about growing up without many of the conveniences we take for granted today, such as widespread electricity or readily available transportation. She shared charming anecdotes about simple pleasures, the strong sense of community that existed, and the incredible resourcefulness people needed to have just to get by. What truly captivated me was her account of adapting to new technologies as they emerged throughout her life, from the first television set in her village to the advent of mobile phones and the internet. She recounted with a gentle smile how her family managed during challenging economic times, always emphasizing the importance of thrift, hard work, and mutual support within the community. It wasn't merely a historical account. It was a compelling narrative of resilience and constant personal evolution. This conversation was profoundly interesting for several reasons. Firstly, it offered me a vivid window into a bygone era, allowing me to understand the historical context that so deeply shaped her generation. Her stories highlighted the stark contrast between the slower pace of life then and our current fast-paced existence, making me reflect quite a bit on our modern dependencies. More importantly, her perspective on change was incredibly inspiring. She didn't lament the past or cling to old ways. Instead, she embraced progress, always finding ways to learn and adapt with grace. Her calm acceptance of life's transitions, coupled with her unwavering optimism, provided me with invaluable lessons about resilience and finding contentment regardless of external circumstances. It was a conversation that left me feeling more deeply connected to my family's history and far more thoughtful about my own approach to life's inevitable changes and challenges.
How has technology changed the way people converse with each other?
Technology has fundamentally transformed human conversation, making it both more accessible and, in some ways, more superficial. Historically, conversations were primarily face-to-face or through written letters, demanding a certain level of direct engagement and patience. Today, platforms like instant messaging, video calls, and social media allow for immediate communication across vast distances, enabling connections that were previously impossible. This constant connectivity means we can converse with friends and family worldwide at any moment, fostering a sense of perpetual presence. However, this shift also means many interactions lack the nonverbal cues crucial to understanding, such as body language and tone, which can lead to misinterpretations or a reduction in the depth of emotional exchange. The reliance on short, text-based messages often prioritizes brevity over nuance, and the ability to edit responses before sending can diminish spontaneity. While technology has expanded our conversational reach, it has also introduced new challenges to authentic, rich communication, pushing us to adapt our social skills to a more digital landscape.
Do you think young people communicate differently from older generations?
Absolutely. There are distinct differences in how younger and older generations approach communication. Younger people, often digital natives, are inherently more comfortable with a wider array of technological tools for conversation, from rapid-fire text messages and emojis to video calls and diverse social media platforms. Their communication tends to be more informal, often utilizing abbreviations and slang, and they are accustomed to instant responses. For many, a significant portion of their daily interaction occurs virtually. In contrast, older generations, who grew up with fewer technological aids, typically place a higher value on face-to-face conversations or traditional phone calls. Their communication style often leans towards more structured dialogue, with an emphasis on politeness and detailed explanations, and they may prefer slower, more deliberate exchanges. While these differences can sometimes lead to communication gaps, they also reflect different life experiences and adaptations to evolving social norms and technological advancements. Each approach has its own strengths and weaknesses in fostering connection.
In what ways can a person improve their conversational skills?
Improving conversational skills involves a combination of active listening, genuine curiosity, and thoughtful expression. Firstly, becoming a better listener is paramount. This means truly focusing on what the other person is saying, rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. Asking open-ended questions that encourage detailed responses can also keep the dialogue flowing and demonstrate your engagement. Practicing empathy, trying to understand the speaker's feelings and perspective, helps to build rapport and trust. Secondly, expanding your general knowledge and staying informed about current events can provide a broader range of topics to discuss, making you a more interesting conversationalist. Additionally, managing nonverbal cues, such as maintaining eye contact and having an open posture, can significantly enhance communication. Finally, being mindful of your tone of voice and avoiding interrupting others are crucial for fostering a respectful and enjoyable exchange. Consistent practice in varied social settings is key to developing these skills over time.
How important is nonverbal communication in a conversation?
Nonverbal communication plays an incredibly vital role in any conversation, often conveying more meaning than the spoken words themselves. Things like body language, facial expressions, eye contact, gestures, and even posture provide a rich layer of information that helps us interpret the true intent and emotions behind what someone is saying. For instance, a person might say, "I'm fine," but their slumped shoulders and downcast eyes could tell a very different story. Similarly, maintaining appropriate eye contact can signal sincerity and engagement, while avoiding it might suggest discomfort or dishonesty. These unspoken signals help to build rapport, express empathy, or even reveal conflict that isn't explicitly articulated. Understanding and interpreting nonverbal cues is essential for effective communication, as it allows individuals to gauge reactions, adjust their message accordingly, and foster deeper, more authentic connections. Without this unspoken dimension, conversations would often feel flat, ambiguous, and less human.
Do you think that technology has made people better or worse at having deep conversations?
This is a complex question with arguments for both sides. On one hand, technology has certainly facilitated more frequent communication, allowing people to stay connected across vast distances and time zones, which can potentially lead to more regular and sustained discussions on personal topics. Platforms like video calls enable a level of visual connection that pure text cannot, mimicking face-to-face interaction to some extent. However, I tend to believe that, on balance, technology has made people generally worse at having deep conversations. The prevalence of short-form messages and the expectation of instant gratification often discourage the patience and sustained attention required for truly profound exchanges. The absence of complete nonverbal cues in many digital interactions can also hinder genuine emotional understanding, making it harder to convey vulnerability or nuanced feelings. Furthermore, the constant distractions offered by devices can fragment attention, making it difficult to fully immerse oneself in a deep, uninterrupted dialogue. While technology offers connectivity, it frequently sacrifices the quality and depth of human interaction.